Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Sue Kremer. Thank you for watching today. I really appreciate it. It's so fun. It's like we're creating together. Let me find myself on my tablet so I can see your comments. I love interacting with you, which is why I do these live and don't just post pre-recorded videos. So let me know you're joining me, and if I don't know you personally, let me know where you are. I'm having trouble finding myself. Let's try again. Let's try again. So, hold on. All right. Sorry, this is taking so long. There we go. And, all right, creative challenge. So we're gonna get to that in just a minute. So I have a group within my Facebook page. I keep hearing that people don't always see what's posted on my page, but you will see what we post in a group. So I hope you join me there. And so I should add Sue's Stampin' Chat is the group. And that's important because the project we're working on today, you'll see in that group. And I want you to share what you create. So thank you for joining me. And if all goes well, this will be on YouTube as well. Tomorrow I will get that up there. So this is some new designer series paper that is part of the celebration offering. And I just got this last week, so I didn't have it to show you during my 12 days of Christmas. So hello, thank you for joining me. Oh, Diana, North Carolina probably is very lovely. It was 19 for a high today. Our high tomorrow, I think, is 15. So I will be staying home and stamping some more tomorrow. So hi, Alma. I think that's all that I see right now. All right. So this is a new designer series paper that's part of the celebration. So with a $50 order between now and February 28th, you can receive this paper, and it's called Paper Blooms, and I'm going to leave that there so I can read the colors. So I have, it does come 12 by 12 inch, and I cut it down to 6 by 6 so you could see the paper. So that's the front and back sides. And the colors, I will show you the papers while I tell you that the colors in here are Night of Navy, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Rococo Rose. Oh, that one's so beautiful. Rococo Rose, Seaside Spray, and there you can see most of the colors right there in that swatch. Soft Seafoam is this green, and then, well, they said Whisper White, and hopefully you know by now that we no longer carry Whisper White. The mill that created the Whisper White products for us has closed, and we now have Basic White, and that will actually be talked about in my newsletter tomorrow. So if you don't get my newsletter, and right now I'm sending them out about every other week, go to, these are my stamps. Oh, sorry. Go to my blog, North Star Stamper, these are my stamps.com, and there's a place there that you can sign up for my newsletter. And I share information about what's going on with Stampin' Up. So, some things going on with Celebration. I have two corrections to share with you. One I think I mentioned and during my 12 days of Christmas, which ended January 5th, if you go back and look at those videos. The other one is a correction. Here on page 3, and this is that paper I just showed you, it says it coordinates with the Pretty Perennials. It does not. It coordinates with the In Bloom stamp set and the Pierced Blooms dies. And I asked some of my demonstrator friends, and they said that some of these dies will die cut flowers in this paper. I don't have those dies, so I can't really tell you, which is why I asked other people. So if you are a demonstrator, or even if you're not, if you're a customer and you already have that, it looks like there is a die. No, I take that back. Oh yeah, that die. One of those dies looks like it'll cut that flower out for you. So that's why I bring that up. So this is wrong, and it's not the Pretty Perennials. It is the In Bloom on page 45 that coordinates with this designer series paper. And then the other correction in here, which I talked about before, if you join Stampin' Up between now and February 28th, it will cost you $99. You'll receive $125 worth of Stampin' Up products. They'll give you some business products like catalogs, order forms, recruiting brochures, those kinds of things. And then you will receive 5 packs of designer series paper. And this I did show you before. So you'll get every color that we have. The brights, the neutrals, the regals, I hope you can see this, the subtles, and then the in colors that just came out last summer. You will not get these because these are retiring May 2nd. But you'll get those 5 packs of paper, and they will be 6 by 6, and they will be in these 2 designs. And you get assorted numbers of, depends on whether these are the in colors and these are the regular colors. So these are the 4 patterns. I love the plaid. That one has, looks like drips of water down a string. And then the back side are these 2 designs. So you'll have lots of pattern paper that is in current colors to play with if you join Stampin' Up. I'd love to have you on my team. We are a small but mighty team, and we have a good time. We had our team meeting. We do it virtually last Wednesday. We use Facebook. We chat a lot through Facebook too. Okay, so my card today in Sue's Stampin' Chat, my group on my Facebook page, I posted a challenge yesterday, and this was the card that was my sample, and we're going to make a second sample today. So my team is doing this thing where we have 4 parameters, and we just randomly selected, and so my colors was the first parameter, were neutrals, and luckily Stampin' Up considers Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, and Mary Merlot neutrals. I also have basic gray here, and the cardstock I'm using tonight is going to be Smoky Slate, so those are all neutrals. The technique for my card is a window, so I used punch here. I actually used 2 punches to create a window in the front of my card. My third parameter, the stamp for me, was a floral, so there's my flower, and that's from Daisy Lane, and this was Textured Essentials was this down here. And then my 4th parameter for the etc. category was simple. So there's, other than the punch, I have no bling, no rhinestones, no pearls, no ribbon, nothing fancy. It's simple. So that's why I made it a friend card. So those are the same parameters. I challenged you in my group yesterday, and it's listed there. So it's neutrals, window, floral, and a simple stamping. So today we are going to use the Touch of Ink, which is a celebration. I think we're going to use this flower and in Mary Merlot, and then we'll use some leaves with it. For my window, I'm going to use this, oh, label me fancy. I forget what punch this is. It's in the annual catalog. And then neutrals, I showed you my ink pads. So that's what I'm creating today. Another card for my challenge. So I thought it would be fun if every Sunday I post a challenge, and I don't think it'll be this involved most weeks. So I have a cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to fold it in half. So most weeks I think it'll be, you know, use these colors or create something with this card sketch. And I'll always give you a sample too. So I think this will be fun for me as well to come up with some different ideas. So maybe one time I'll have you use ink pad, but don't stamp with it, which, so something like that. If you squish our ink pads, you get ink on the lid, and then you can do things with this ink. So maybe Sunday we'll do that. Use your ink pad, but don't use it to stamp with. Okay, there's our card. I want some paper underneath in case I make a mess. Hopefully our video, I think it looks good. Hello, hello, family. It's like a family affair. My mom, my sister, my sister-in-law. Who else is here? Did I see my niece was here? Okay, so there's our card. And I'm going to stamp on here first. And then we will, and then we'll punch our circle. So this is kind of deceiving. You can see down here, hopefully, maybe. Some of these stamps, and very few, but this one says images at 65%. So I think I showed you this before. These stamps are actually much bigger. You can see the actual stamp versus the ones in on the lid. They had to make them smaller so they would all fit on the front. I don't know that we're going to use these. Maybe we'll color it in. I don't know. We're going to use the leaves. But remember, one of my parameters was floral, so I know I want the flower stamp. I have used it in Stays On ink, so that's why it's stained a little bit, but it won't affect our stamping today. And I think I need a bigger block. Sorry if my head got in there. Let me try that again. So you can usually twist your D, this is a D block, around to get things to fit. So let's stamp on the front of this. We're going to use, like I said, thank you Stampin' Up. Mossy Meadow is considered a neutral. Ink, oh sorry, I kind of have a mess already. Let's move some of these. The other stamps that I have here, which I thought would be nice to use, is the Ridiculously Awesome stamp set. I love the sentiments in there, but we'll see. That didn't stamp real well. I don't have my Stampin' Pierce mat under my paper, and I have this white paper because I do like to stamp off the edge. So we'll leave that there. Let me clean up a little. This you can probably see my. There we go. Let's ink this up a little more. We'll do the four corners with our leaf. I don't know if I'm going to want that colored in or not. We shall see. I think we're going to use basic gray for the outline of our flowers. Sorry, I'm not watching comments. I get so involved with stamping, I forget to look at comments. But I think you're all just watching. So we're going to stamp in basic gray. We're just going to cover the front here. And I know I'm going to punch out the middle, so I don't care that there's a blank space there. And I'm going to leave these out. I haven't cleaned them yet. I have to remember to do that. Let's grab, just to add some more color here, let's grab our flower. This is like the fill-in flower. The flower fill-in, I don't know. It's this stamp here. We'll leave that. And I do have another block, another D block. We're going to use Mary Merlot. Stampin' Up considers that a neutral. So that might be kind of a fun challenge. Use Mary Merlot as a neutral. I use Night of Navy as a neutral quite often. And I'm turning this around because I want to line up. Let's see. It kind of looks funny. Let's look again. Well, they say it matches, so I'm just going to go for it. Let's do this one first. I should have practiced. That's what I get for, oh, I had to twist it. Oh, that's pretty good. I'll show you what that looks like. I think it's upside down, but. So it looks different on the Smoky Slate cardstock than it would on basic white or vanilla. Now that I know what I'm doing, I'll do the one at the bottom that will obviously be staying on the card. I think that's the top. Yep. Just turning the paper around so I can stamp straight instead of twisting around. There. I don't know if it's meant to match up. So what do you think? Do we need to color in? Use the coloring in part. Ah! Oh, I caught it. For the leaves. Let me know what you think if we should color in those leaves with that stamp. And I would probably use the Mossy Meadow and stamp off to get a little light. Or should we highlight the flowers with the color? So you let me know. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so we're going to use our large stamp. And I'm just going to center it from left to right. And then I'm just going to push it all the way in to get that down as far as I can. It's like, no, see, it doesn't fit that way very well. So this piece is blank on the back side. I save that and use it for another piece, or whoops, I could stamp a little sentiment there and put it on another project. So lots of ideas, very little scraps. So there's our card. So I used neutral colors. I have my lists because I keep forgetting. Neutral colors. Here's our window. I used a floral stamp and I've kept it simple. let's add a little bit more of interest to the inside. So I don't know if you remember, for the oval punch I had this. So I'm going to punch this. I think this is pear pizzazz, in case you're wondering, so that I can tell this is going to be our, I don't know what you would call it. I'm going to use this to see what would fit in our punched image. So I punched it with the flat sides on the side, not the top and the bottom. So you got this would fit in our hole. That one doesn't. That one doesn't. We could use some hearts. P.S. I love you is too long. Let your faith be bigger than your fear. That one fits. Let's use that one. So we're gonna grab that stamp, and this is a not a photopolymer. This is a red rubber, so I'm gonna get rid of this matte red rubber. I don't need this. It has cushion on it. There's foam cushion. I do have one more D-block. Let's use basic gray. Hopefully that will be bold enough to see it. And I really hope this stamps perfectly the first time. Otherwise, I'll show you what happened. Here, let's stamp and make sure it's good. I'm going to stamp it right in my circle. And I'm hoping it's not actually a circle. It's a circular opening. How's that? And I'm holding it for a second because I will not get a second chance. I could have used my Stamparatus. That would have been a good use. Ah, ta-da! Yay, it worked. So if it had not, so there's our card. Very simple, simple stamping. Stamps, ink, and paper. If I had not stamped that cleanly, what I would have done is I would have stamped on this and then lined it up and then adhered it to the card base so that it would open and it would just show up. You could use a different color cardstock in there too. That might be nice to use a very pale green to stamp on it, but I don't need to do that because it's stamped cleanly. Let your faith be bigger than your fear. I hope everybody is well. Thank you for joining me today. Let's see. Oh, you say color in. All right. I see 2 comments to color it in. All right. That was kind of quick. Oh gosh. All right. I usually try to make my Monday nights about a half hour. So let's use Mossy Meadow. I'm going to clean some of these up and get them out. Oh, that is juicy. Okay. I have my chamois next to me and it's nice and wet. Get those all clean. And we need the filling in of the leaves. What is that one for? Oh, this little leaf. That would be nice too. I don't think I've used that. That side down. And get rid of the flower. Leave that there. There it is. My stamp's all, or block's all wet. Okay, let's turn this around so that it fits on that block. Try to keep things clean for you. There we go. That's better, and there's our first card. So we're going to use Mossy Meadow ink, but we will stamp off. That doesn't look like it might need to be re-inked. I just bought a bunch of re-inkers. They'll be here on Friday. So I'm going to use this one first. So I wish that were a little darker so I could line them up better. So I'm going to make sure the top is right here, and then I'm going to check this side next to line it up. Sorry, I'm just trying to explain how I'm lining this up. And I can kind of see through it. Let's see how this one does. That's kind of light, but it works. So stamp off. And then how does this one go? I think I stamped it this way. Alright, kind of pale, especially on the smoky slate cardstock. Stamp it off. So I'm turning my paper around so I'm always stamping the same direction. One more. Stamp off. Oh, I almost forgot. I think it goes Luckily it's not going into our opening, or I would put something inside our opening to keep it clean. All right, put the ink away before I get Mossy Meadow on everything. Now there's our card. I think I do like that better. If you were just stamping and not following my challenge, which would be fine. Some things you could do to spruce it up a little. You could put ribbon around the side. You could add some bling, some rhinestones or pearls or whatever you have. Wink of Stella on the flowers would be kind of fun. I don't know. That's what I can think of. Let your faith be bigger than your fear. Thank you for joining me. And next Monday, oh, I had a request to cover embossing paste, so that's what we'll be doing next Monday. I already have lots of samples to show you. And then Tuesday, the 26th of September, the 26th of January is my 10th anniversary with Stampin' Up. So we will be using a lot of the berry products from the celebration brochure and the mini catalog. And so I'm looking forward to that. I thought there was something else I was going to share. That's all I can think of right now. So that is next Tuesday here on Facebook. Oh, Wednesday is my live on YouTube. That's when I'm doing strawberries. So this Wednesday, 7:30 YouTube, strawberries and raspberries and blueberries and blackberries. So thank you for joining me. I hope you try a window card. I kept seeing a lot of them, and so that's where I came up with the idea. Not my idea, but I just saw that somewhere. So thank you for joining me. Happy stamping. I'll look through comments real quick, make sure I don't see any more comments or questions. Thank you for joining me. It's really fun to stamp together. And happy stamping. Hope you can join me on Wednesday on YouTube. Bye for now.